Panther Nation, what up? What up? What up? Good morning. Almost afternoon. Uh Almost on my lunch break here, but I started early, so I wanted to hop in and do a nice little show. It's a call-in show. I do have other things to talk about. We can definitely talk about a couple things beforehand. Before you hop in here, make sure you pound the like button. That's it. That's all I ask. It's free. It's one click away. All you have to do is click that like button, and it helps the channel get out there to other viewers and people who may not be a part of Pantherology and the Panther Nation. So feel free to do that. Wherever you're tuning in from, maybe you're at work, maybe you are at home, maybe you are angry at the wife and you need to get away. Well, feel free to join over here. If you're sitting in traffic and you're just listening, appreciate it. Don't be looking at your phone or however you're watching. Don't do that. So appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Feel free to get in. That is the link in the comment section if you want to join in and talk about anything Carolina Panthers football related, anything at all. Also, the Discord. This is the link to the Discord to join. Feel free to join the Discord. That way you can connect with me on a everyday basis, and we can talk Carolina Panthers football throughout the day. It's free as well. Everything's free. So, and it only takes one click. So feel free to join. We're going to let some people get in here real quick. Got some new Panthers gear on the way. I got a JC Horn jersey, new JC Horn jersey in. I also got a Bryce Young jersey coming on the way in as well. And then I also have some other gear coming in as well. So I got a shirt, a hoodie, a polo, a hat, another hat. So got some gear coming in. Gonna do a giveaway at the end of the month. Gonna do a nice little giveaway for everyone to join. The best way to find out about that giveaway is joining the Discord. If you want to be a part of this giveaway at the end of the month, make sure you join the Discord. All right. And I'll put that in there. Giveaway, end of the month giveaway. Must join the Discord, link above. I'll put that in the chat section. So right there. End of the month giveaway. Must join the Discord, link above. All right. Feel free to join that. All right. That's the Discord link. And if you want to come in and call into the show, shoot the shit with me. That's how you do it right there. There's the link. All right. So I did want to go over a couple things real quick before we get into anything. Before we get into the call-in show a little bit. Wanted to kind of go over DJ Chark's game preferences, Frank Wright's belief in offensive line, Carolina Panthers offensive coordinator Thomas Brown's relationships, and then of course Bryce Young's smart qualities. Okay. Now, let's see what happens with the Carolina Panthers as we're preparing for, our second preseason game in New York against the Giants. Okay. We had a tough go around against the Jets, lost without scoring any points, and they were probably relieved to start practicing again this week. I feel like a lot of our players were upset about the loss, wanted to fix their mistakes. James Campen, had that meeting with the offensive line, playing against the New York Giants on Friday. So some of the stories that people are talking about, are Thomas Brown working with others, Wright staying strong, and Bryce Young playing smart, and DJ Chark games preference. So Chark game preference, people are talking about what happened last Saturday. A lot of people are still talking about it. I'm trying to really move on from it. It was really hot last Saturday. I mean, I'm not saying that the heat's going to play a factor. It could. I mean, that might have made the team not play their best. I mean, that's an excuse though at the end of the day, in my opinion. Um, but what a lot of people don't think. Even I've seen people say that it wasn't a great idea to play at 4 o'clock in August, right? But TV money is important to the NFL. We all know that. They're all about the cheddar, right? So, even though the weather was tough for everyone, but DJ Chark, he really had something to say about it in his press conference yesterday, and he talked to Carolina's website, and he shared his thoughts, and he said he'd rather play in hot weather because he can get used to sweating and feeling tired, but playing in the cold weather is harder because he can't feel his fingers and toes, and that's for damn sure. Why do you think Tom Brady left and went to Tampa Bay, right? And also he mentioned that he's used to the hot weather since he's from the South, right? Chark did play well yesterday. He caught a few nice passes from Bryce, and they seem to work well together. This is important because Terrace Marshall Jr. might not be able to play in the regular season. So the Panthers are counting on Chark and Young's teamwork, right? So we'll see as time goes on with Terrace Marshall, his news, his injuries update and stuff like that. And then we'll also see what's going on as Austin Corbett last night, since we're going to be talking about the offensive line here. Austin Corbett yesterday came out with the media and said that they're going to evaluate him for the next month, and then they're going to go from there. So, but Frank Reich still believes in this offensive line. I think we all should too. Okay. It's one preseason game, but, we played a strong defense in the Jets, but it was surprising to me that the offensive line really didn't seem to improve from last year when we finished top 10 last year, right? But I felt like we improved a lot with what we've done this offseason and in the previous last year. Now we all know Corbett's not playing right now, and I think that we're kind of starting to feel his absence a little bit, but some of the other players are just not meeting to our standards. So it's interesting to see who gets to be on the team when the roster is finalized. I feel like, even though they were disappointed, Frank Reich and his players, and he told Sports Illustrated that he thinks the offensive line will get better soon. The competition for the right guard position is tough until Corbett comes back, but the team believes in themselves, which they should. I feel that, and their coaches' high standards mean they will work harder. So we'll see. Guys, if you're just joining, make sure you pound the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on any new content. All right, let's move on to the next topic here. So let's talk about Thomas Brown's relationships with the Carolina Panthers and in this team, right? The offense didn't do well in their last game. They didn't use all their best plays. Frank Reich said they didn't want to show everything before the real games, which I understand, but the team didn't perform well. And I hope that to do better against the Giants. All right. Now, Thomas Brown talked about his relationship with Coach Wright. Okay. He said really good things about him in an interview on the team's website. They work well together, understand each other. And even though they're from different, times and backgrounds, but I feel that, but Brown and Wright will both call plays in the game against the Giants, they said, and they will use some new ideas to make their team better, hopefully. So I'm looking forward to what schemes, Thomas Brown's going to come up with and what, Frank Wright's going to come up with, and see if they can, dial up something together here. All right. So Bryce Young, smart qualities. This is something I really want to talk about today too. Now, Bryce Young's first game was cut short, and he showed why he was chosen as the number one pick. He was calm, he was focused, right? But the Carolina Panthers coaches were worried because he was in tough situations during that game. So Thomas Brown talked about Young's performance, how he did during the summer practices, and he had some good things to say. If you go on to look on the US Today Sports, and the coaches really like how Young handles himself. So I feel like this shows that the Panthers made a good choice in picking Young, even though not everything went perfectly. I feel that they believe Young has what it takes to really succeed. Checking on my dog. So again, appreciate everyone joining. Feel free to join the live stream at any moment. I'm just waiting for people to join and come in. Let's see here. Ooh, press conference. Hold on. Press conferences are coming on right now. See if we can get a practice update here. See if we can get a practice update.
Sometimes with these things, you got to let them settle down for 2, 3, 4 days, so that's what we're in the process of doing. Marshall, he will not play.
Of the guys who have been sidelined recently, Frank, is there one that has a higher level of concern?
Not at this point. Not at this point. Remain
glitches.
Optimistic.
Feel free to join the Discord if you want. If you want
generally speaking
come
like
in
that,
and talk about some
players
football.
Players are so determined to get back on the field. So we kind of remain cautious but optimistic. We don't want to. Guy gets something, you don't want to put them in jeopardy. Sometimes you have to protect them from themselves and just give it an extra day or two. So, but we'll take it case by case.
Is Eddie a guy that, because of that importance and how few NFL caliber kickers there are, do you just have to take that precaution?
No doubt. Eddie had such a good year last year and is a proven kicker, and so.
Oh, well, I get it. You don't have to talk on the Discord.
You
has can talk on the stream.
Mentality that let me go. So, just be smart, take it slow, get ready for the season.
Or if you have any questions or concerns, you can feel free to do it in the comment section, or you can join the StreamYard. You don't have to do the Discord.
You want to see Adam when you didn't see this past game?
Yeah, he will play. Probably similar to last game as far as play time, plus or minus. That's, as you guys know from what I've said, it's kind of just TBD. But just tell the guys, hey, we all got to get ready to play. Obviously, want to have some success out there. Want to have move the ball, make first down, score some points. Just play more consistently as an offensive unit, and then as an offensive unit, this isn't just Bryce, but obviously be better on third down. And then, get our run game going a little bit.
Yeah. So if you want to join the stream and chat it up with me, you're more than welcome.
On offense, we just need to have a better outing.
What's
no big deal.
For right guard? Are we still going to see a rotation?
Yeah, we're still there'll be a little rotation, not quite as much. Still working with Campy on that. Wanted to see these young guys, Zavala and Nash, kind of get them through this week and make sure they didn't have any setbacks. So I'll sit down with Campy, at some point today and kind of finalize what that'll be.
Will Cade be available?
Cade will not be available.
What's his injury?
Cade is injured.
Neck.
Wow.
How much does his status kind of affect that competition?
But yeah, we're very bullish on Cade and very thankful he's on the roster. But as we said, we wanted it to be competitive. It is, I don't think listen, I'm not the doctor, so I don't want to get into Cade's deal too much. I don't think it's going to be a concern long term. I think it's a very short term thing, but he definitely won't be available this week.
Zaval's mostly played on the left side. How is he doing so far on the right?
He's fine. I mean, these guys, they've usually, even when they've played just mostly on one side, they're usually always cross training. So it doesn't seem to be any issue whatsoever.
Guys, if you're just joining in, make sure you pound the like button. We're just listening to Frank Wright.
Plays last week. How did you think that went? And what are
Terrence
some of the
Marshall will
things
not
that
play.
you
Cade
found
Mays
that,
won't
you know,
play.
in terms of tips and advice and learning that?
Just have conviction about what you call. You know what I mean? I thought he did a great job. It came very easy to him. He's been doing it the whole OTAs and training camp. Like when we go 2 minute, when we go, when we do that stuff where, I'm just having him call everything. So he's doing he's a natural. He really is.
So Cade Mays won't play. He's out injured with a neck injury. We all know about Terrence Marshall injury. He won't play. And then he's just talking about Thomas Brown here, calling plays, which I just spoke about that in this next game against the Giants. Thomas and Frank Wright are going to put their heads together and call plays. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Thomas Brown's going to come up with, and Frank Wright kind of will put their heads together, see what offensive schemes that they can put together to see if we can have a more productive and better game against the Giants. Glitches is coming in saying not really too pleased on the preseason game against the Jets, but it's just preseason. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people were, man. I feel like a lot of people could also a little overreact, but it is what it is at the end of the day. Everybody, we're in preseason. Okay. It's literally it's preseason. This is where you iron out your kinks, man. This is where you learn from your mistakes and you move on from them, right? So the key here is learning from those mistakes and not doing it again. It's like making a bad decision and not doing it again. But that's easier said than done, especially in NFL football. It's not easy to do so. Trying to see if there's any more press conference coming out right now. I wanted to kind of dive into that. It looks like, yeah, they're doing some press conferences right now over there. He's speaking to the media. Who else is speaking on there? Nobody's on there right now. Okay. Nobody's speaking on the press conference yet. Still kind of waiting. I don't take preseason games very seriously. I have seen teams win all 4 or 3 when they used to be 4, but yeah, so bad, vice versa, and so bad, so vice versa. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Everybody, I think we just need to move on from the Jets game and just go ahead and plan ahead for the Giants and move on from all that.
He's doing a great. He's a natural. He really is. Very quick-minded. Very. If you know Thomas, he's very decisive and very quick-minded, and he does call his plays with conviction. So I think this is a great experience for him.
In the conversations with Scott while you're evaluating the roster day by day, week by week, do you guys talk a lot about trades and workouts, or do the workouts just stem from the front office and then you evaluate?
Scott and his staff are kind of initiating, the conversation. We get into the season, I'm like, I love our guys. We don't need any more guys. But as I've said before, Scott's job is to, keep the pressure on as far as the roster. Where do we need upgrades? Then you get tweaks and injuries. So we talk about it pretty much every day. Who do we want? What workouts do we want to get up there? What position are we light at? Do we need? Is there anybody?
Appreciate
you
everyone
wanna
joining the
talk
live
about in
stream.
Trade discussions. Those are
Feel free to join the live stream at any time. If you're in here, feel free to join anytime. StreamYard, use the link. You can come in and shoot shit with me. All right, let's get back to my PowerPoint here. All right, so we talked about all these things already. I talked about his DJ Chark's game preference, Frank Wright's belief in the offensive line, Thomas Brown's relationships, and then Bryce Young's smart qualities. All right, so we already went over that. So let's move on to the next thing. Keep an eye on these guys. All right, Taylor Stallworth, Javon Mims, Bumper Pool, Deontay Brown. You know, I really wanted to check out what's happening as they get ready for the second preseason game, right? Some Carolina Panther players are in a tricky spot as they're trying to, secure their spot on this team. The players on the roster are kind of on the ones that might make the team or might not. So they need to play to prove themselves, right? We've been talking about this. I've been talking about multiple guys here. And the Panthers have had a tough time, obviously, in their first preseason game. And it was kind of embarrassing in my opinion, but they have a chance to improve. Okay. So these people I think we need to watch out for. Taylor Stallworth, he's a defensive lineman. He did well in the last game, but I think he needs to keep playing strong to have a chance to make the team. The defensive line is strong, so he has to stand out. All right. Another one, Bumper Pool. He's a linebacker. Now, love the name, by the way. That's a really cool name. Bumper Pool, which is, kind of makes me think of like a pool bumper, right? Like a pool table almost, right? On a pool table. But even though he's not very big, he did a good job in the last game, but the team has a lot of linebackers, so he needs to show he can play even better to earn that spot. And then Deontay Brown, he's an offensive lineman. We all know who he is. The offensive line, we all know, didn't play well last game, but Brown needs to play better to prove he can help the team. He played very well last game, and so I just want him to continue to do so. He worked on his weight and wants to show how he can do a good job. And last year he weighed at 379 pounds, and now he's down to 349. So he's definitely been working on his diet and his physicality. And then Javon Mims, we all know about him. He's a wide receiver, played a lot in the last game, didn't do great. With some other players that are injured, with Terrace Marshall being injured, he has a chance to show he can be a good wide receiver for the team. So he needs to step up and do better in this game. So these players, I feel like, have a chance to prove themselves in this next game. If they play well, they might get a chance to have a spot on this team. So it's important to show their skills and make a strong impact so they can do so. Kind of just want to bring that to you. So I appreciate everyone joining. Glitches is coming in saying I was happy with Bryce though. Yeah, me too. I mean, Bryce plays well, man. He's got great qualities. That's what I was talking about earlier. Bryce has some very smart qualities. Okay. His game was short, right? His first game was short, but he did show why he was chosen overall. He was calm. He was focused. The coaches were worried because he was in tough situations in the game. Even Thomas Brown came out and talked about how Young's performance and how he did during the summer practices. The coaches really like the way he handles himself, right? So I feel like this shows that the Panthers made a good choice with picking Young, even though not everything went perfectly. So I think they believe in Young and what it takes and what it takes to succeed here for the Carolina Panthers. So let's see if there's any more press going on here. I can't show the YouTube one. I could show the Twitter one without getting demonetized or whatever. So trying to see if there's any more press going on. That was 23 hours ago. Let's see if the YouTube is Panthers channel is doing anything. Yeah, it looks like they're still in the press conference. Who's is anybody live right now? So right now it's just Frank. Well, it's just Frank. So they're waiting for somebody else to come on, I guess. I think our O-line will be fine. Yeah, I mean, in the press conference, Frank Wright was just talking about that Chandler Zavala is going to be has a chance. I think he's going to probably start, but he's going to start at right guard. It's interesting because when you switch guys, which we done last year, right? Or we didn't do that last year, but the year before that with Matt Rule, they were trying to put Taylor Moton at the left tackle position. When you switch guys that are used to the left side or right side, the whole playbook changes. It's a whole 180. The footwork changes. Everything changes when it comes to switching guys from side to side on the O-line. So, but I don't know. I guess athletic ability, God-given talent kind of comes into play in those kinds of situations, right? So, and just playing smart and not making stupid mistakes probably also comes into play as well. So, but I'm not too worried about it based off of one game, right? I mean, it's just one game and it's preseason. So we've got time to iron out the kinks. I believe we can. At the end of the day, I just want a good season. Yeah, me too. We just want to be successful again. We want to be back where we were, all through the years leading up to 2015, and even I'd even take a little bit even after, right? But, we want to get back to that promised land. And it's tough because we've gone through three different, technically three different coaches now since I guess Ron Rivera, right? Yeah. It was Ron, then Matt, and then we fired Matt, and then we had Wilkes for that remainder of the season last year. And then, here we are with the new coaching staff, new players, whole new roster, whole new playbook, whole new schemes, everything. It's just a fresh. It's basically we're kind of starting from fresh, except we've got a lot of depth, a lot of veterans, and a great coaching staff. And from my understanding, a lot of people in the NFL believe that we might have one of the best coaching staffs in the NFL between guys of the stature of Campen and Staley and Jefferson. So Evero, right? So I'm not too worried about it. Preseason is preseason. That's where we iron out the kinks, everyone. Still, no one is coming out for the press conference yet. Good Lord. Yeah, I'm happy I can watch games now and not see Matt Rule look confused on the sideline either. Especially when he's staring up there, like, you know what I mean, with that face that he makes. I'm so glad that he's gone, man. I never understood why David Tepper hired him in the first place, and never understood and I get it, he's a first-time owner, so he made a mistake, all right? But also allowing your head coach to basically be the GM when you had Scott Fitter the whole time, and he literally just I don't know. I don't get it. I never understood it myself. It's a slow Wednesday today. Not a lot of people are in here. I'm still waiting for the conference, this press conference to start, unless they were just going to do Frank Wright. I mean, I figured there was going to be more people, but why is it taking so many people so slow to get in to the press conference? Because I'm sitting here still looking at it, waiting for it. I'm kind of surprised. I am very surprised that they're not allowing. What is going on with this press conference? It's still like it's still like still no one's there. It's been like almost an hour. Can't be over. The only reason why I can be here is because I am off today. Well, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I appreciate you joining. Yeah, we're doing a live call-in show, guys. We already went over these things today. So if you're just joining, we went over DJ Chark's game preferences, Frank Wright's belief in the offensive line, Thomas Brown's relationships, Bryce Young's smart qualities. And then we went over these four guys. These guys, I think you need to keep an eye out on. There's some other guys I probably didn't put on here. I would probably say like Nash Jansen's a guy you want to look out for. Derek Wright's probably another guy you want to look out for. Who else is another guy you could probably want to look out for? Spencer Brown's definitely another guy you want to look out for in this upcoming preseason game. Who else would be another guy I would say what you probably would want to look out for? I would probably say Marquand McCall would be another name you could look out for sure. Eric Rose, another guy you want to look out for. Zavala is another guy you want to look out for. I'd probably even say Jamie Robinson on that. Put up Jamie Robinson on that list, guys, as you would want to look out for, right? Let's see who else. I think that's it. Is this press conference going to start or what? Is there someone else going to come on? Jeez. This press conference is taking way too long. So, guys, if you're just joining, feel free to come in. You can use this StreamYard link right here. It's a call-in show. You're more than welcome to come in and join the stream and talk Carolina Panthers football with me. Glitches is coming in saying we got a pretty nice middle and end of schedule. I mean, we get Texans, Colts, Bears in a row. What more could you ask for? Yeah, the first two games are going to be key. If we start 0-2 against, we lose against Atlanta, we lose against the Saints. That's going to be a problem. I feel like because that first 6 weeks before the bye week is going to be tough because you've got the Vikings, the Dolphins, you got the Lions. You also got to think about you got the Seahawks, right? So here's the thing. If we start 0-2, there's a possibility we could start 0-6. Now, I don't think we will. I think that we'll lose the first game against Atlanta. And then we'll, learn from our mistakes there, beat the Saints. I would say we lose to Seattle. I say we beat the Vikings because I think the Vikings are going to take a step back, losing Dalvin Cook. And then, Jordan Addison has looked good, but besides Jefferson, who do they have to throw to? Hawkinson, I guess, but and then they lost a lot of players on the defensive side. They lost Eric Kendricks, I'm pretty sure. I think he went over to the Browns, if I'm not mistaken. Or was that, and they lost their pass rusher? Maybe it was the pass rusher, and I can't remember his name, that went over from the Vikings to the Browns. But then we have Detroit. Detroit's going to be interesting. An interesting game. And then the Miami game is going to be tough. And honestly, okay, let's see what you said here, Glitches. Sorry. I honestly ain't too scared of the Dolphins, but the Seahawks, Vikings, and Lions are going to be tough. I'm surprised that you say that. Why do you feel that you aren't scared of the Dolphins? That's what I'm kind of curious about. Why are you not concerned of the Dolphins? Because I'm more like for Seattle, I think that Geno is going to have a big year. They get Kenneth Walker back. You got Smith out of Ohio State, the wide receiver, and then you got Tyler Lockett, and you still have DK Metcalf, right? So that offense is stacked, and then they rebuilt. The defense got better, so I think that they're and obviously Bobby Wagner can still play, so they brought him back. So I'm surprised that you say that about Seattle. Now Seattle, I think, is going to be a tough team to play against for sure. I think the Vikings, these games are going to be close. I feel like if we can go 2-4 before getting into the bye week, then we'll be in an okay spot. But DJ Chark said it in his press conference. It's a long season. The NFL is a long journey. Last year, think about it. The Lions started 1-6 last year, and then they made the playoffs. So, because Tua gets hurt a lot. Yeah, that's true, and he may not even be starting. Who's going to be starting over there for Miami then? Mike White? Are they saying that he's having a good training camp? Because Bryce is on. Looks like Bryce is on. Let's see if I can pull up the Bryce Young's press conference here. Yes, here we go. I'll share this with you guys. Guys, if you want to call in, all you have to do, use that link right there. It's right there, StreamYard link. You want to come in.
That was fun. And then, there's a myriad of things that, I want to improve on as an individual, us as a unit want to improve on, just better operation, obviously better execution.
Hey, go back.
But again, that's a day-by-day process. We try to
So this
approach
is
every day
live
with
right
the
now.
0-0 mindset. So, every day we're looking at the film from the day before, and this week looking at the film on, from Saturday, and seeing the stuff that we can do a better job in executing on, and then I'm just doing all I can to listen to my coaches and teammates to try to do that.
How does Frank talk about the exotic blitzes that Wink will bring, even in a preseason game? How is that a challenge, but also an opportunity to pop some big plays?
Yeah, like you said, I think it's definitely an opportunity. As far as just us being able to see different stuff, see unique stuff. That's you're going to get different coordinators with different mindsets, different philosophies, different schemes. So this being a scheme that like you said, brings a lot in, and there's a lot of pressures, a lot of blitz, a lot of different looks. I think it's a great opportunity for us to go out and see how we fare. We have doing everything we can to account for those, to figure out how we can try to take advantage of it, all the stuff like that. So I think for us, we're just really looking at it as an opportunity to see a bunch of stuff, like you said, there's a lot of exotic stuff. So, just see it. And then, for us to get it on
Guys,
tape,
if you're
to
just
learn from
joining
it,
in, make sure you
to
pound the
grow.
like
So,
button.
we
Help
understand
the
the
channel
challenge
get
it
out there
presents
to
for
others.
sure. And we're going to do everything we can to try to handle it accordingly.
I know you don't want to thrust your leadership upon anybody because you're still kind of feeling it out. But how important is it to keep spirits high on the sideline when things aren't typically going your way?
Yeah, I think that, again, that's not just me, but us as a team and a coaching staff. Everyone wanted to figure out, we're competitors, and when every time a play doesn't go right, a series, a drive, whatever it may be, of course you're not happy. You're mad because you want to be successful on every play, but obviously that's not the sport we play. So, I think for us it's all about turning it around and how can we be constructive. There's going to be emotions. We're competitive, so we're going to be, we're not going to be happy or be content with not having success. But how do we harbor that into something that's constructive, getting back, whether that's being focused, keeping the spirits up, whatever that may be. And me and again, everyone on the coaching staff and on the team are just trying to figure out in that scenario, what's necessary, what's the best path to get us back to where we want to be. So I think it's just trying to navigate that on a case by case basis.
When you get a lot of reps on those 2 third down throws you had, can you tell us what happened on those? What went wrong on those?
Yeah, just didn't execute on those. And again, that's on me. That's my fault. I have, you have opportunity, that's how it is. So, it's on me to get the ball to the right guys, get in the right spot. So, I have to get better at that.
You get a lot of reps in practice, but they're against your own guys. You're limited
when you play in these preseason games, how does that affect what you're able to evaluate about yourself as you go through this process?
I think that there's opportunity going against our defense as well that I get to evaluate, and try to grow and learn. So, it may, again, it's different looks, it's a different, we're in training camp mode still. So it's a different formula than the season's going to have. But, at the same time, for me, I feel like there's, every scenario I feel like I can grow from, I can learn from, and I'm looking at the film, whether it's against our defense, whether, we're talking about, the Giants this week or whatever it may be, and figuring out ways to grow and to learn. And I feel like there's so much room for that for me. Whatever it is that I'm doing or watching, I still feel that capability to grow.
Right, obviously, in the SEC, the game is very fast. Have you noticed
Hey, can I call you back?
it being a little faster? And how do you go about slowing the game down for yourself?
She's like,
Yeah, I think I think it's just all trying to get mastery of the mental side of the game, from our playbook, then to trying to decipher what the defense is doing. And I think that's something that's been consistent at each level that I played in. The more comfortability and mastery you have of the
all right. Well, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you pound the like button on your way out, guys. I actually got to hop off. I actually have a meeting here with my other job. So I will maybe try to go live later. Maybe we'll do like a preview, prediction live stream for the Carolina Panthers against the Giants preseason game, or maybe I might save that for tomorrow. Other than that, I'll have some shorts coming out, some TikToks for you coming out today. So feel free to follow me there at TikTok and subscribe here to the channel. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Everyone keep pounding.